Welcome back to SportZEdge. One of the best days of the year is tomorrow. It's semifinal Saturday.
Yeah, 16 high school football games, 32 teams looking to get to the championship games. Joining us to talk about is high school football guru and king of GameTimeCT.com, Sean Bowley. I mean, come on, that's a great site. You do a great job there. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, look, we all look to it for our information.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, so do we. So thank you. All right, let's get right to it because this is a little different system we're seeing this year with the playoffs. A lot of people are confused. You have the 4 classes, but we're going to have 8 champions. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a stopgap measure that the CIAC had to do because of the state medical community said, listen, you're playing way too many games in a very, very short amount of time. So it was a stopgap thing while they planned out a new one for next year. We're going to go back to 4 next year. As for this year, well, you just kind of have to kind of live with it and learn to stop worrying and just live with it. And I know a lot of people are unhappy, but we're not going to have a true state champion, so just think of it as bowl games.
Everyone gets a trophy, as I like to say.
Yeah. well, I mean, there's only going to be 8 trophies given out, but not quite.
So let me ask you this, because we had several unbeaten teams at the end of the season. Who, in your opinion, is the best team in the state?
Well, it's really strange because this year, unlike last year and years before this, the state has been really kind of down, and there's only been a handful of really top teams. I think number one, the one I've been voting for all year is Southington. I think Southington's tremendous. They are awesome. Their quarterback, Jason Rose, is only a junior, and they have one of the best receivers in the state, Alex Jamel, and a horde of other receivers, like Matt Maxwell, and I could just name them all. But they put on a show against Cheshire on Thanksgiving, and it looks like they're ready to fly into the playoffs.
So you like them in this game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know it was a nip and tuck game with them in Glastonbury, but I usually like to throw that first week out, and I think the teams have had their issues and they've sorted them out as they get down here. I think Southern's just really primed right now.
If you're a fan, you're looking to go out to some games tomorrow, and 16 of them at 2 o'clock tomorrow, or 1 o'clock and 2. Where would you go? What are some of the best matchups?
Well, I think one of the best matchups is Newtown versus Xavier. I mean, there's a lot of intrigue involved in that one because mostly Xavier's the established program, not really the best team in the state this year. They had a few good losses in the SEC. And Newtown, 12-0, third consecutive year, they're undefeated. And they haven't won a state playoff game since 2011. And their senior class, led by Julian Dunn, the wide receiver, and DeVellis and all the rest of the guys, they are determined to put some disappointments in the past behind them.
What about Shelton?
Shelton, I think, has just been awesome all year. The Gales, they're led by Mark Piccirillo, a great defense, tons of playmakers all over the field. The offensive line blocks for him. I mean, Piccirillo just might be the best quarterback, pure running and throwing in the state, and he could be an first-team All-Stater. And I think in that division, it's going to be really tough for them because you have either Xavier or Newtown if they can get past Hall in the first round. But Hall's been a little banged up. We'll see how that goes.
I'm very intrigued by the the Class L large division because we could be seeing an FCAC rematch if Darien gets by its opponent and New Canaan does the same. So give me your thoughts on that.
Well, I don't know how many people think that it won't be Darien or New Canaan. I think Darien and New Canaan are 2 of the best teams in the state. I've been voting them 2 and 3 and 3 and 2. I've been flip-flopping them all year long. I mean, obviously that FCAC championship game was tremendous. Darien comes back and they win in overtime after being down 21-0. So, playing in the semifinals, you have Naugatuck versus Darien, and Naugatuck's been great this year. Jason Bradley is an all-star quarterback for sure, but the NVL's been kind of down this year. And on the other side, you have Wethersfield, which is his first unbeaten season since 1962. But at the same time, these are 2 playoff veterans they're playing. And as good as Wethersfield's season's been, as good as Naugatuck's been, I think Darien and New Canaan right now. I mean, you're looking at you're looking at New Canaan, and they had that game. They had Darien beat, and I'm sure that they want to correct some of the mistakes that they made in that first one. But Darien's defense, as banged up as it is right now, it's probably the best in the state.
Which game are you going to?
I'll be going to Xavier Newtown. I think it has a tremendous matchup, and it's Newtown 12-0 and Xavier the established power, 3 state championships just a few years ago. So.
And we'll read about it on GameTimeCT.com, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot.